I've written it on there, but it is change what we know and what we say. Monitor what we hear and what we see. And this one, believe me, over time, as you go on this journey, over time, it becomes easier. Yeah, and it'll make better sense. So for now, just stay with the, oh yeah, this is just what you know. Yeah, this is what I'm sharing with you, and this is what you're hearing, and this is what you know. I've lost my original one. Oh, this is my original one, but the nicer one is not here. Wow. Okay, so I'm introducing to you this knowledge of, hey, Anne, oh, good to see you. Oh, Bin as well. Woo. Well, how come? What happened? he's chosen to be here. Thank you, Bin. I hope it's not just out of support for me. That is, that you really like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's true, everyone. Now I think Bin it's resonating with Bin more, and it's making better sense, I think. So I'm introducing to you a concept called zero nature. Yeah, it's a zero nature. So let's look at, and this is not from me, this is from a gentleman named Michael Rouge. Yeah, and he teaches this brilliantly, actually, this concept. So say there's an object there, and it is observed, say, by us, yeah, the human. What do we see it as? We see it because we know what it is. Yeah, know, hear, see. So from somewhere you must have learned, for the first time someone has taught you that this is a pen or a texter. Yeah, so we see it as a pen or a texter. But for an animal or someone who's never seen a pen before, they would see it as something else. Yeah, so can we see that we see something? There's only that one thing, but we can see them differently. Yeah, so if you're not there, if we are not there, and if Dexter's not there, that's my dog. If Dexter's not there, then what is it actually? So what is this object? It exists. We can't say it doesn't exist. So what is it actually? Yeah, it just is. Yeah, it just exists. It's an existence of something, but we cannot call it anything, because whatever we call it is actually from our mind projecting out. Are you with me? So anything that you see, how we perceive it, is our mind projecting out. It is not what it is. Because what is it to Dexter? Just a toy or a bone or a stick, something that he'll chew on. Yeah, but for a human, it's a pen. It's something that we can use to work, to draw, to write lovely things or write nasty things. So without the human and without the dog, what is it? It is just what it is. And this concept, once we know, it is very easy to see things differently. Yeah, and we say all the time, see things differently, but it's so hard to see things differently when we haven't got this understanding. So, and that is called no nature. Nothing in the world, yeah, has a nature. It hasn't got a nature. What the nature is, its nature is what we project out to be. So when we see something, is it from outside or is it from inside? When we see it as a pen or a texter, that pen, is it from inside coming out or from outside coming into our head? Yes, from inside out. If you can hear Bin is saying inside out. Yeah, so it is. It coming from inside our head out. How we see it is our projection of it. What it is just what it is. It could be anything. It could be my hairpin. It could be anything. So this is very important to understand, yeah? And that is called no nature. It is just what it is. It has no nature. Its nature is only based on when Dexter's looking at it or when a person's looking at it. And a man's looking at it, or when a woman's looking at it, or when a child's looking at it. It's slightly different to each person. Yeah, so what it is only from our mind projecting out. Yeah, can we accept this fact? How am I going? Yeah, okay. So then let's take a look at, so it's very easy to say, nature, everything, it is just what it is. It doesn't matter because it doesn't touch you emotionally. But when it comes to human, it does. Yeah, our child, our spouse, ourselves, we see ourselves in the mirror sometimes. In the past, there has been in the past where I look at myself and I didn't like the person I was. I didn't, because I was shouting a lot. I was yelling at my kids a lot. And I didn't like it. I didn't like who I was. And sometimes there was a time where I yelled and I went to my room and I looked and I did that yelling face and I was like so frightened of me. Didn't like me at that point. So, and where did that come from? Is that the person really? Is that the person from the mirror? Or is it what I was projecting out to see me as that I I didn't like very much? Yeah, I didn't hate myself. I didn't like what we're seeing. So here's a person. Say, here's a scenario. This person here went to this person's house, so person on the left. This person in the box here went to the person on the left and he robbed from this person on the left. Robbed from this person, from the left-hand side person, and brought it back to feed his family, the people from the right. Yeah. Now, the two people looking at this person, this same person with the same act, the same action, no difference, the same action. Can you see how they may look at him very differently? Yeah. This person is being robbed, so he sees him differently. This person is looking at this man and, okay, dad maybe, oh, he robbed for me. He risked his life for me with great love. A man, a selfless man. Whereas here, I don't know, not useful thing for life, perhaps. Yeah, not worth the respect. Whereas here, so much love and admiration. So then, who is this person? Is he a good guy or is he a bad guy? Yeah, he's just who he is. Can we actually see human as no nature? They are just who they are. And how they are is our projection. What we need from them, what we want from them, what we expect from them, what we hope from them, our wanting, our thinking, our meaning, that makes up who they are in our eyes. It's our own projection. Yeah, our own projection. So our husband, our wife, yeah, who sometimes, why is it that, you married them? They're great at that point because that's what we must have seen them this way. And then when we don't, when we learn the human nature, we will understand a little bit more why this changes. Yeah, but that's how we see it. So through our here, our see, our say, our know, we project onto our environment. But our environment, with everything that is in the world, they all have zero nature. There is no nature. Everything we see, we project on. Yeah. So I just want to stress that point. And therefore, the nature of the object that we're looking at, depends on the observer's identification of it. How we identify it to be is not what it is. It's from us. Yeah. Jump in if it is challenging you in some ways, and therefore perception is projection. How we see is our own projection. We are seeing them this way. Not that I'm not saying that it's wrong or it's not true, but we are projecting out. And so how we see another person might be something that we can reflect upon ourselves, because it's our own projection, something for us to learn, something for us to recognize, perhaps, more than what it is about the other person. How we view our life right now, how we see other people around us, may be an opportunity for us to reflect upon us rather than the other person, rather than the external. Yeah. And therefore, I have this one. Rigidity is toxicity, which is if we're stuck with how we see something, then that is toxic because everything is changeable. Yeah. And therefore, with us here, so that person is us, then that person in the box is me, for example. Yeah. Who I am here with this saying here, I am everything when I am nothing. So if I see myself in the mirror and I am nothing, I am just a reflection, I am not the bad mother, I am not the yelling, crazy, whatever that I was saying about myself when I see myself, then I am nothing at this moment. I am just that reflection. In that case, I can be everything right at this moment. I can now be a good mother. I can choose to be anything I want right now. I can choose to be that good mother. I can choose to be that great businesswoman. I can choose to be anything in that moment. Last moment is last moment. But right in this moment, if I am nothing, I am just no nature. Yeah, I am just is, then I can be whoever that I want to be or I need to be right now. That's where the real choice is. Yeah. So that is the first concept for us to be able to change the picture in our mind. The second concept is there is a thing called conscious desire. Yeah. So what we want consciously, this is my goal. I'm going to be the greatest mother. I'm going to have children and we're going to build this great family together. Our conscious desire. And then there's our internal belief. And sometimes we're oblivious to them. We don't know them. We're not very clear on our internal beliefs until it plays out in our life, but we don't get what we want. And then, oh, what's going on here? Yeah. And that's with self-work. Then you recognize. But if you don't do some self-work, you still think it's the external. We'll still blame A, B, C, D, E, husband, kids, school, teachers, boss, the wind, yeah, the stars. We'll blame on those. Yeah. So these are the two concepts that may contradict each other. So there's conscious desire, that's what you want to have. And that's on your thinking because it's external. We want to have something that we haven't got yet. And then there's an internal belief. These are the seeds of our subconscious mind. They are the seed. What does it mean? As soon as there's rain on it, it'll sprout. And those seeds are collected over time and you don't know which seed is which seed. But so that's why it feels like it's the external making you become that way. So you have the seeds of, the good and the bad and the everything in there. And so the rain comes, so that's externally. So people are your conditions. A condition comes and water that particular seed. So it's your husband and he watered a seed. That one will sprout immediately. And before you know it, that one will fruit. And however it is, whatever it is in there, without consciousness, it will just sprout. And now it becomes your life, the result of your life. And it's not what you want. Now you have an argument, you do and that's the result, that's the seed. Yeah. So regardless of what you want here, that is different to how you are behaving. If you have no consciousness around it and they are not unified, the internal belief will become your reality rather than you say, you know what, I just want to be with you. I just want to have a happy family. But you are arguing and you're fighting and you're shouting. Me, yeah, I want to be a good mother. But the seeds in me, I didn't even know. And when challenges came, I used my yelling. And I used my getting angry to deal with my disappointments. So then we need to unify them. And the reason for that is these seeds of subconscious mind, we've collected them over time through our hearing, seeing, saying, knowing. So from our hearing of our environment, mom, dad, from over time. So they're there, and we grow up believing in them really, really, really deeply. Whereas this thinking here is new. Yeah, this thinking here is new. This new thing about our motherhood. Yeah. So then it's new. So the picture's not clear. It's like it comes and it goes. It comes and it goes. It's not clear. So what we need to do to unify them is make sure that this is as deep as this. We need to make this so deep that it will just knock this one out. Like, are you with me? Like this one, this thinking, this new picture that we want of, harmonious family. But in here, you're like, well, the moment that they don't listen, that means they're not with me. Now I don't have it. Now all the sprouts, all the seeds will sprout. So what we want is we want that picture here to be really clear at first, frequently, and clear what we want here. And then we will unify them. How do we do that? So are you with me with this one? As in, this one is the seeds of the subconscious mind. They are there, and just one little drop of water, they will sprout. And this one, you think you know, and like it's really good. That's what you want, but somehow you do things differently. Yeah, because it's just not ingrained. They're not seeds yet. So what do we do? Have you seen this concept of if that first video that Tom shared of the glass water, and then she put some dirt in there. So it's in our group chat, Christina, if you haven't seen it. So yeah, so it's a glass of water, and then she put some dirt in it, and then we try and take the dirt out. And while we take the dirt out, we also lose some zest, which is water in there. And then you end up, just taking things out, and then in the end you're exhausted, and you're what is it, burned out. Yeah, so that's that's in the group. So this is the same, to be able to unify them and to put this in, to put the new idea, the new want in, the picture that you want in is this. You just keep going. So let's do, say for example, this is the cup of, say you have coffee, but you don't want coffee, you want clear water so you can think straight, yeah? And so say this is a cup of coffee and you have a lot of them, and I'm going to put a face that, it's like this. So in here, life has a lot of these, you don't want, yeah? But that's what you have in here. Right now, that's what you have in here, and it might be a lot. Yeah, might be a lot. Might not be very happy at all about this. You just want change. Yeah, this is what you want to change. Your brown, your coffee cup, but you don't want coffee. You want water. I'm going to use blue. I know water's not blue, but I'm going to use blue because it's a beautiful color. So in here, we're going to have to keep pouring it in, pouring the blue in. So in here, this is a part of really, I'm going to draw it this way. So yeah, this way. Lots of happy faces. These are the things you want, your conscious desire. Are you with me? Conscious desire. I'm happy, I'm enough, I love my life, or harmonious family, or great partner, supportive husband, happy kids, loving kids, successful business. I can, I'm strong. all that. Yeah, so as much as you have here, it has to be more than what's here. Because what happens is you're going to pour it in. Yeah, you're going to pour these in. And it will drop in here. Whoop. And at first, there won't be much. But eventually, it will come in here. And what happens is you keep pouring every day, every moment of your life, you remember. You keep pouring it in. Don't focus on the brown. Don't go and pick it out, because when you do, you also lose that zest. But if you keep pouring this in, what happens is as you pour, what do you think will happen to the brown coffee? It will overflow, yeah? The water will overflow. Yes, some of them will fall out, but they will rise to the top and then they will pop out. Yeah, they will be outside of your life.
And then dilute it.
Well, dilute it first. And if you keep pouring, keep pouring, keep pouring, keep pouring, what will happen? If you keep pouring, what will happen? Yeah, it will be taken over. It's not really got like the cup will still be full, but now it's full of the things that you want, of your conscious desire, instead of your internal belief of what you've collected over time that aren't helpful for you right now. Are you with me? It's not going to be empty. You don't want it to be empty. Your life, you don't want an empty cup. Yeah, it's your zest of life here. Because even when you have your brown, there's clear water in there. But if you keep pouring in, you will have more blue, and your brown will rise to the top. You pour them in. The harder, the stronger, the more you do, the bluer it looks. Yeah, or the happier it looks. Are you with me? Yeah, these will rise to the top and they will fall out. Is it so a lot cleaner with this one? Because I did the other one. I'll show you. Yeah, so that's the concept. That's how we will unify. Yeah, so that when this is also turning blue, when this is also blue with all your it's filled up with, oh yeah, that's now becomes the seeds. Whoever pours in, whoever rains on you, yeah, the conditions, it doesn't matter what condition, whatever will rise from it are these will be the seeds. What will rise from it will be these, no longer these brown ones. Because right now we have some in here. Yes, in here are some unconscious. Yeah. Some. And so whatever falls in there. You also have these. You also have these. That's why sometimes you see people, and some people make you, bring, they rain, so they come and they bring the conditions, and these pouring in, what is it that you want to see? What is it that you want to have in your life? Keep doing that, keep going over it. And that is, it will push those out. Okay, I think, how am I going? What do you think? Yeah, I can see Anne nodding. Yeah, what do you think of what I just, how does that? So now knowing those two, let me see if there's any more slides I want to show. Oh yeah. Oh, so yeah, that's what I had originally. Yeah. And so say for self-love, for example, these could be, I am funny, I am good with money, I am enough. All those other things, as in, oh, I'm not good at something. Yeah, they may be true, but don't have to focus on them. Why focus on them for? Because they're not really taking you to where you want to go. You focus on the things that will make you feel like good about yourself. And over time, you feel like that cup. So say, for example, for me, I want to run and swim. Well, I have to run 21K and swim 2Ks. So then at first I didn't think it was possible, but it was a challenge. So then I just say, I am fit. I am fit. Running feels free. Running feels free. Where I never liked to run because I had a sore knee, and I'm in the past, running makes me have a sore knee because I've heard of it, that running will put pressure on the knee, and I stopped running. I stopped doing all these activities that put pressure on the knee. Then I went and, well, I looked at this and I wanted, so that's my conscious desire. I want to be able to run or at least walk for 21Ks. And so I went to learn. So I put this in my mind. I am fit. I am fit, and running feels free. Running feels free. So I went and looked for ways to, how I went and did my research, and I found out, oh, there is another way to run that isn't going to hurt the knee, and also actually it improved, because I didn't run, that's why I was sore. So then when I went running, now I ran for 21Ks and I don't feel a thing on my knee. Yeah, and initially I used to think that was it was the cartilage thing, and they were rubbing against each other, that's why they're sore, and nothing you can do about it. But that's not true. It's not true at all. I learned about air, and it's like pumping air into it. So if I say that, like, you just say, Lynn, you're crazy. But guess what? I ran and I don't feel anything on my knee. I don't feel any more pain on my knee. So that's the kind of thing. So I kept saying, I'm fit, running feels free. So I walk and I run because of that. Yeah. So that's just like an example. People like me, instead of thinking, oh, I have to be a certain way for people to like me. And then when I am not a certain way, when I don't know how to speak to people and people don't talk to me in a crowd, then I feel bad. But no, people like me. Yeah, I like people. People like me for who I am. I don't have to be a certain way. I keep saying that. Then I go out and I meet people and I don't feel so, so shy or scared, because I used to feel like that, because I was feeding myself as in, I have to know how to speak to people. Otherwise they won't like me. They will think that I'm, I don't know anything, and therefore I'm not good enough. So that was the things I used to feed myself. That was very unhelpful. Yeah, whether it's true for some, maybe some people don't like to talk to me because I don't know how to talk to them. Maybe, all right, but does it help? It doesn't help my situation. It doesn't make me feel good about myself, and it brings my energy down. So so you keep feeding that in. So that is how we deal with the conscious desire. This is how we can see things differently. Yeah, this is really important, this zero nature. When we start to see the zero nature in people, we're now moving to the second layer of of wisdom, when we talk about wisdom. So I think that is all that sums up the formula of life's origin. Yeah, so that is the perspective of science. Life begins at your mind picture, through hearing, seeing, saying, knowing. And if you want to change your life or shift things around, that's where you begin, according to the perspective of science, the logic. Yeah, logically, that's what you can do. Change the picture through hearing, seeing, saying, knowing differently.